What's going on, guys?
Welcome back to our channel.
In today's video, we are going to be giving you guys our 10 tips to how we travel on a budget.
So ever since Christian and I first started dating, one of the biggest goals we had was to travel. These last couple of years, we've dedicated both our time and money into traveling. These are our 10 tips we've learned through experience.
Disclaimer, we're not big travelers, so all these tips we're about to share with you guys are what we've learned over the time. If you want to listen to them or not, that's up to you, but we feel like they're something that you guys can find useful. Our first tip to you guys, and it may sound stupid, is planning your trip. Planning your trip doesn't just need to be where you're going and everything. You need to go kind of in detail as to where you're going. So I'm going to use our New Mexico trip that we just went on, for example. We looked into the gas prices. We looked into...
There's like a gas calculator online. So
yeah, like just look up gas calculation from where you are to where you want to go. And that's super helpful. We learned how much we were going to use in gas. Another thing you can look into when you're traveling is what's around you and where you want to stay. If you want to go somewhere, make sure that you stay kind of in the middle of where everything is, so it's kind of like you can experience more.
So you can be in the middle of like...
Yeah, it's like just stay centered, and like that's going to help you out a lot, especially with gas, getting where you want to go. That's a really helpful tip. Go more in detail with your planning. That's just the most simple part that everyone skips over.
So tip number 2 is something that's also overlooked a lot, and that is savings. So when I save, when I get my check, I put like, if say I get like 300, I'll put 150, like half of it in my savings, and I won't touch that, like never ever. So whatever you have left, like back in your like original card, and say you run out of money there, you can't go back to your savings and like spend that money.
When you put money in your savings, leave it there.
Yeah,
don't touch it.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Only spend money on things you need to, like gas. Just getting back to work to make more money. So try to ask for more shifts so you can get more money. Don't spend on anything you don't need. Putting more money than you will have. So
and that's like
it's not like, oh, put money in there and then I'm not, like I'll put $10 in here and I'll have $30 for myself. Put $30 in there and you'll have 10 for yourself. Stuff like that.
A lot of people are pretty much like, oh, I don't have the money for that. Just put aside half of your check, and like eventually it'll
add up. It adds up. Just leave it there. It's not expensive to travel. Just save. So tip number 3 is going to be something super helpful. Saves you so much money, and that is Airbnb. A lot of people don't know Airbnb, right?
Yeah, like we didn't know about it.
When we were going to California, we were gonna buy a hotel for about $200 a night. And we were gonna go for a couple days. That was gonna be super expensive. But then my brother's wife, Amber, sent us like some discount codes of Airbnb, and we spent like $200 for the entire week.
Yeah, it was like, what, like 50?
It was 50 a night, like 50 a night in a pretty nice
compared
room.
To like 200 a night.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like Airbnb has saved us so much money on traveling. We used it when we went to New Mexico too. And once again, we spent $90 for like three nights. 3 nights.
Compared to like 300
at a hotel. Yeah, it's ridiculous. If you guys want to know which apps we use for like everything, so like Airbnb and all this stuff, we're gonna leave links down below to the app in the App Store.
So the next way you can save is by driving, and it's way cheaper than taking any flights.
Anywhere. Flying is expensive.
So like we said in the beginning, make sure that you're looking up like all the gas prices online on the little gas calculator.
I'll put that link down below. But if you decide not to want to drive anywhere, if the drive is maybe too long for you, we drove about 15 hours to get to New Mexico, and it was really long. If the drive is too long, there is always cheap flights at your disposal. You can always just look up online cheap flights.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of websites. cheapflights.com, Travelocity. There's a lot of like websites out there that you can use.
A cheaper flight means a better trip because you'll have more money. Just don't say like, oh, I don't want to go on this trip because it's not a good airline.
Like like if it's not a good airline, like if it's a little like old little plane, like it's fine. It's fine.
It'll get you where you're trying to go. If you do decide to fly to where you're going and you already booked your flights and everything is budgeted perfectly, since you're not going to have your own car, there is Uber and Lyft. Uber was our favorite. It is kind of expensive, but that's just something you're going to have to add a little bit more for if you don't drive. You know, if you drive, you'll save money.
You can always like search up the little bus like areas.
Bus sections.
Yeah, like bus stops.
Trains.
Those are cheap. So
anything like that, perfect. But Uber is kind of expensive. But if that's all you're going to be able to use, that's obviously, make sure you have some sort of transportation money. One thing that we both want to like speak for a little bit is food. When you're traveling, if you have a little bit more in your budget for food, that's good. Make sure you always have money for food. That's one of the most important things because obviously you need to eat.
So when you're planning, you need to make sure that you add that into your like little planning.
When you're planning, make sure you account and just make sure you always know you're going to have money for food.
I think even like ourselves, we can work on that more because.
Oh, we spent a lot of money on food
to New Mexico. We like overate.
We spent
like,
$35 at Pizza Hut.
Yeah, so we can work on that.
But we also made sure that we had extra money for it. We spent money on food because we knew we would have money for it.
So the next tip we have for you guys is to search up places that are free. So we searched
free.
One of like the places that you can go to are mainly national parks. These places are beautiful. Like the one we went to in New Mexico was Kashkatui.
Yeah.
If you saw that vlog, we'll link it down below.
We'll link it down below, and here's a little preview of the little things that we saw.
We're back!
Lit! Yeah, Kashkatui, beautiful. $5 to get in, just for parking.
Yeah.
The thing was free. So beaches are a good option if you're going somewhere tropical.
Yeah, like in
national
California,
parks.
we went to the beaches.
Yeah,
there,
we
so.
took a tour. You don't have to do that.
So you don't always have to go to like the expensive places around town.
So these next couple of tips are not going to be really traveling, like getting to the place and what you can do there. This is going to be more personal and like what you should really be careful for. One of the things I really want to talk about and emphasize is never travel alone. Never, ever travel alone for safety and for money reasons.
Yeah.
Safety, you'll always have someone that knows where you are if you're not by yourself. You obviously want to know, like, people want to know if you're safe. You don't want to be left alone in a country or a city.
It's very dangerous.
Dangerous, really dangerous. Thankfully, we've never traveled on our own. I've always been with her or myself and my family. But traveling alone, especially like a place you've never been, is dangerous.
So another thing is to always plan for the worst. Anything can happen.
You can spend more money on food than you expected, more money on gas than you expected. Your car can break down. Those little things can really cost a lot of money.
Have extra money just in case those things happen.
If your trip is gonna cost $1,000 total after calculations, take the 150 or 1,500. My bad. Just always plan. If it's gonna be $750, plan at least $300 over, so you have that much more money.
You never know what can happen.
It could be hard to get that extra $300, but it's gonna save you so much, like so much time, and just the stress level is gonna go down. You won't worry about it as much. Just things like that to make the trip more fun. And our final tip that we can give you, it's not really a tip, but it's just for you to think about constantly in your head. Don't let money stop you, okay? If you're broke and you get maybe by check you get like $250, $300, you can travel with that. You can travel gloriously with that.
Actually, I've heard of cruises that are like $300.
Yeah, like certain night cruises are super cheap.
You just have to do your research pretty much.
People say it's too expensive. People say they don't have money to spare. You
It's
always
worth it.
have money to spare if it's what you want to do. Never use that whole, I'm broke, I don't have money. You don't have money because you're spending money on things you don't need. Unless it's car payments and stuff. But even then,
amen.
But even then, if you're if you bought a car, that's what you decided to spend your money on, and maybe traveling isn't for you at that point in time. It always is possible. You can never say I can't travel. You can. Driving somewhere in your new car that you're paying for, drive somewhere. It's not hard. So, with all that being said, we hope you guys go out there and have the most amazing trip. If you're planning one now, have fun, whatever you're doing. If you're planning one soon, have fun with whatever you're doing.
Always plan ahead, by the way. Like, we're planning ahead already for spring
Once we finish
break.
our trips, we're always planning another one. It's obviously going to have to be scheduled differently because school and everything. But just, if you want to travel, push yourself to travel. We love you guys so much. If you're new to the channel and this video helped you out in any way, leave a like, subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. If we get 100 subscribers, I'll wax my armpits again.
You heard it, folks.
No.
If we get 100 subscribers, we're gonna wax his armpits, both of them. I'm down.
We did both last time.
I'm honestly
We've done that before, but I need to wax my armpits. So 100 subscribers, I'll wax my armpits.
Don't forget to give this a like. It'll help spread our channel out there for everybody to see.
Yes. Share the video with other people that you know that want to travel. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Have fun. Stay safe. Do everything. Sweat.
Just ignore him.